plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I don't hear anybody singing.
I was
Negative b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. All the way across. B plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This isn't stuck in your head? It will be. Quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. All right, we got a singer. All right, negative b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Yes, it's on your formula chart. Do you have to memorize it? No, but you want to.
What if we
It's
sing
easier.
it during the EOC?
Then I'll know you learned it. Yes. All right? I've been singing it for 15 years. Pop Goes the Weasel, so trust me, this is a much better tune. That's a little less annoying. Now, here are your steps right up here, and wow, I cannot spell. Identify. Let's try that again. We're going to write our steps down, and then we're going to do some examples. Identify. And if there's a glare and you can't see the whiteboard, it's up on the black paper. We have a student who made us a beautiful poster, so you can also copy the steps right up there.
Who made that?
I'm not going to mention names at this moment because we are videoing. All right, so you have step 1. We're going to identify A, B, and C in standard form. We're going to then write the formula, and I literally mean write the formula. Just like those of you that have attended study group, we've talked about writing the formula, then substituting before you actually do any math. Step 3, you're going to substitute the A, B, and C in the formula using, what are these signs? Parentheses. We're going to simplify the radical and then solve. And when you solve, you can either do it by hand or calculator. I am betting you will think this is easier than factoring. I do. I much prefer it. I think it's faster. So you're writing those 4 steps down. If you're watching the video, you're going to pause. All right, here comes your first example. It's actually problem number 6 out of your homework under 7.3. Can you read me problem number 6?
2x squared
2x squared
plus 4x
plus 4x
plus 7.
plus 7. Okay? So 2x squared plus 4x plus 7 equals 0. Okay? Step 1 tells me to identify A, B, and C. Okay, we're looking at standard form. AX squared plus BX plus C. What is A?
2x squared.
No, it is not.
2.
2. Thank you. What is B?
4.
4. What is C? 7. We're only looking at the coefficient. Standard form already has the x's in it. Okay, so we don't include the x's. We're now going to write the quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Now, I like doing it with dry erase marker because now I can go erase. I'm going to replace each letter with its value using parentheses. Okay? Put those parentheses in there. That's key because you may end up with double negatives. You may end up with negatives that have an exponent. Use those parentheses. So what is b? 4. So I'm going to erase this b. I'm not going to touch the negative. Parenthesis 4. I'm going to do the same thing with the next b. Again, put parentheses around it. Do I have any more b's? No.
Wait,
But
why
I got
do you have to put parentheses around it?
We'll talk about that in a second. Let me get them all up there, okay? What's A?
2.
2. What's C? What's A? Now, I put parentheses around it because sometimes in this problem everything was positive, right? But they might be negatives. So this 4 might have been negative, so I use parentheses to help me see a negative negative. That way I don't accidentally leave one off. Same here, I put parentheses because a negative 4 squared is different than 4 squared with a negative added on. Okay? I put parentheses here to remind me that I'm multiplying. Same down here. Also, by putting parentheses, that's the way you have to enter it in the calculator to get it to do it for you. So if you feel like you really suck at math and you don't want to mess with the radicals, at this point you could stop and put it in the calculator. But I promise you, putting that in the calculator is going to take you longer than doing it by hand. Okay? The numbers are small. They're all 2s, 4s, 7s. They're pretty little numbers. It's a lot easier to do it by hand. They won't always be that way. Sometimes they'll get big and nasty. Okay? Also, the calculator will not leave it in radical form. We have a radical up there, don't we? When we talk about simplifying radicals, sometimes we left them, didn't we? And if the problem asks for that, calculator can't do that. So you need to know how to do it both ways. Okay? We're going to solve by hand. My next step, I've done step 3. This was step 1. Step 2 was to write the formula. Step 3 was to substitute. Step 4, I'm going to simplify my radical and I'm going to solve it. I look up here. I have negative 4 plus or minus radical. What is 4 squared?
16.
16. Minus, what is 4 times 2? 4 times 2? 8. Times 7?
56.
56. Seriously? Bad example. What is 2 times 2? 4. Really bad example.
Why?
We'll see in a second. Okay. At this point, you would go 16 minus 56, and then you would leave your solution. You would not go any further. The reason being is that goes into Algebra 2, and I'm not about talking about imaginary numbers in here. Okay? Not going there. This is a bad example. Your final answer for this one would just be negative 4 plus or minus 16 minus 56 is going to be negative 40 all over 4, and you would just leave it. I'm not going to go any further than that. I'll show you another one where you go really far. Okay. Let's do example 2.
Ooh.
This example is also up here on the windows for those who can't see the board. So you can see that there. First step, we identify A, B, and C. A, B, C. What is A?
2.
2. What is B? Negative 3. And C is 1. What is step 2? Write the formula. Negative b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Sing it faster than I can write. Negative b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Alright, we're going to replace, substitute A, B, and C using your numbers and parentheses. So B and B become negative 3. Now do you see why I use parentheses? I've got an extra negative here. B was already negative, and the formula has it as being negative. So now it's negative, negative B. I'm going to change my A to a 2. And C is 1, A is 2, and now I can solve. All right, pencils down. I want you just watching and listening, because I don't want you to miss a step. Okay, but if you get lost and go, where did that 2 come from? Feel free to ask. Okay? And then you can copy after. Does that make sense? All right. Here we go. At this point, you could put it in your calculator. If you try to put this in your calculator, there's no such button as a plus-minus key. There's either a plus key or a minus key. What this really means is it's 2 separate problems. Once adding it, once subtracting it. Okay? So, here we go. Negative, negative 3 becomes 3 plus or minus root. Negative 3 squared is what? Negative 3 squared.
6.
It is not 6. You do not multiply by 2.
Positive.
It is 9. It's negative 3 times negative 3. It is not negative 3 times 2. 9. What is 4 times 2? 8. What is 8 times 1? Still 8. So minus 8. All over, what is 2 times 2? 4. Okay? Now, I could type this in the calculator. But again, it would cost more buttons than it would to do it by hand. What is 9 minus 8? 1. So now I have 3 plus or minus the square root of 1 over 4. And I'm going to move up here so you can see. 3 plus or minus the square root of 1 over 4. Now, this is a perfect square root. So I'm going to do it by hand. If this were not a perfect square root, I'd probably type it in the calculator. Okay? To solve it, I'm going to split it up. I'm going to have 3 plus the square root of 1 over 4 and 3 minus the square root of 1 over 4. What is the square root of 1? 1. What number times itself is 1? 1. So that means I have 3 plus 1 over 4. And 3 minus 1 over 4. What are my final fractions going to be? 4 over 4. 4 over 4, which is just 1. And what am I going to get over here? 2 over 4, which is really 1/2. So my final solutions, there are 2. Right? Remember from yesterday, those solutions represent where on the graph?
Where it crosses the x-axis.
Where it crosses the x-axis. So if I know that my parabola is going to cross at 1 1/2, what do I know about that parabola? It's really thin. Good job. Okay? It's not going to be very wide. Okay? Does that make sense so far? Let me push pause and you can ask questions. Negative b plus or minus root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.